Hello everybody, welcome to a vlog.
You might want to sort your...
Oh no, I forgot the... What the hell?
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
Oh there we are in trouble. He made comments about him like enjoying the good old days where you could torture kids in the dungeons. Anyway, welcome back to the vlog. This is me a lot later than the vlog talking about what happened, so it gives some context to the footage. I went on a little trip just after World Championships, literally the day after. I travelled to Malaysia, so caught a flight, and then in the evening we were staying in the centre near the Petronas Towers, and that's like a big landmark in KL, obviously. So we walked past there and it was night, so it was all lit up, and I actually got a really good photo of it. The sky was really clear and it was banging. Yeah, ate dinner and went to sleep, and the next day woke up. In the morning we travelled to where me and my family used to live. We used to live, for anybody who's like local to Malaysia or has ever lived in Malaysia before, we lived at Damansara Heights, if anyone knows where that is, on like the 10th floor. So we went around that area, and there's a really good bread shop. It's literally called the bread shop, which I did not realise. I went back expecting it to have a proper name. I thought that we just called it the bread shop because it like sold bread. And I saw it, I was like, bloody hell, it's actually called the bread shop.
You've been living like 10 years thinking that we just made it up.
Yeah.
We've been back there since.
Yeah. I'm just a bit stupid though. Anyway, they sell really good pastries. Also, they still sold like the same things.
Cheese on toast.
I had cheese on toast, and then they had those chocolate croissants that Dad always used to get, like the pan of chocolate things. Then after that, there was lots of random stuff that happened there. You gotta get closer. Magic.
Keep it on. Goody poke. Yeah.
And they always unravel as well, slowly. Look how much it went. Oh wait, are they unraveling? Did I just kill it?
Do you think he's dead?
No.
Oh my god, I feel bad. Okay.
They do.
Did they unravel?
Yeah, well, I assume so. Oh my god, it's dead.
Yeah. Then we headed off. We went to Bartu. Bartu is a climbing gym that's relatively new, and it wasn't open when I was last there. It was opened by my previous coach in Malaysia, Francis. Yeah, very hip, very cool gym. Lots of really nice holds, just like a really nice space, and really nice people there. So I did like a boulder session with Francis, getting on the hardest ones, which were actually really hard. There's lots of footage of me having a session with him. Struggled with the conditions because it was so bloody hot, but Pocari Sweat healed me and I was able to get up. I think I got up a hard purple one with like the dual text pinches, and tried a few other ones that were really fun. And I was lucky enough that all the route setters were like around, so I was able to chat to a lot of them, and they're really cool. And it was just really nice to, like, because I got the beta for one of the problems wrong, so it was nice to actually have someone who could tell me what to do. I went leading there as well. Bartu has a lead wall, and they'd set some special like hard lead routes just for me, which was really nice. So I got on, I think there was an 8A plus, an 8A and a 7C plus, so I got on a few. I got on those ones. And it was definitely like a different style, which was quite nice. It was just like quite, like at the same place on each route, there'd be like quite a few crux moves. So it's quite disconcerting going up and being like, oh no, in 2 clips I've got to whip out like a V10 move. But it was nice to get on harder stuff, but it still be like not that hard, and just have fun instead. Like getting on 8A pluses, like being quite chill. So that was really nice. And there were also the setters there. And also apparently Francis didn't tell the work, like his colleagues, or the route setters. He didn't tell them who they were setting for. So he just said, set some hard stuff like 70 plus to 80 plus, they'll top it. And apparently the route setters were like, who's coming? He was like, don't worry, just sets. I'm pretty sure he was saying that, which is hilarious. And it's definitely true because they knew someone was coming, but when they saw me, they were shocked. So they didn't know who it was, which is hilarious. That's so funny.
You just rock up then and you're like,
I was expecting like Medjdi. That's so disappointing. But I met loads of people at Bartu, and it was nice to finally see the gym that Francis has opened. It seems like it's such a nice space. Some walls are like definitely hard to spend so long in training. If it's a big training day, 6 to 8 hours, there are some walls that's hard to do that just because of like the environment and the vibe. But that seems like such a nice it's just such a nice training environment. Like I would love to spend 6 to 8 hours in that gym because it's just really nice.
you know what?
Then I went to Camp 5. I cannot remember which Camp 5 it was, do you know? Eco City. Camp 5 is like a climbing gym chain in Malaysia, and there's lots of different ones. And I was meant to go to Camp 5 Wanitama. That was like our home gym. That was where I met Francis. But I didn't quite have time to do that just because Bartu was fire. So I spent ages there. I hadn't actually been to Eco City before, so I went there to meet the like Camp 5 kids who are in the squad there. Met a lot of the instructors, and who I've met before, who I vaguely remember in my head because I've seen them before, because like when I used to live there. So it's quite surreal to be back and talking to people who I knew that I knew, but also was quite young, so maybe didn't like know in the forefront of my mind, and they were talking to me like, last time I saw you, you were like here, which is quite funny. Then I did a talk with the Camp 5 kids, did like a Q&A thing, which was really nice. There were a lot of kids who were wearing the jersey, like the class jersey.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, I have that in my like loft somewhere. Class is I used to go to Alice Smith, that's what class is, and they had like PE jerseys. They had one that was like red, all the colours, and then they had one specific one that was only the colour of the house that you were in. I was in blue.
Yeah.
What house were you in? Blue. Fairfield or something?
Yeah.
And then people were like talking about teachers to me. And, like I knew some of the teachers. I was like, bloody hell, that's crazy. That was a big day, but we went to bed, and the next day I didn't have any like things that I had to do with other people. It was basically just touristing. So we went to Bangsar village in the morning, which is where we used to do like our shopping, and we also went for breakfast at the Bangsar village. We got roti canai, so good. Yeah, no notes on that. It was absolutely banging. I already want it. I would eat that every day. It's just so good. Then in the afternoon we went to Central Market. There are lots of really cool things in there. I bought a really cool lamp. I do have a photo of the lamps. I got a smaller version of the photo that I have. The photo that I have is like all of them, which would be my absolute dream. They're so cool, and every one of them is quite like different, and you can pick. Oh, it's just so good. I got one and I brought it home with me. And then we rushed off to the airport because we were flying to Singapore, and that's the end of the Malaysia part. Now we're in Singapore. We get to the hotel and go to sleep. The next day I head to a wall in Singapore, and it's pretty small, but it's really cool. They got a tiny little gym in the corner, and it's got this weird surfboard balance thing, which I had a lot of fun with.
Oh, you've got it now. Damn. This is rubbish. Can you spot it?
Felt like I nearly broke my ankle like 4 times, but it was a lot of fun.
What?
I had a little climbing session with I think it's the varsity team. I apologise if I got that wrong. I met a lot of people on this trip and a lot of different groups of people. I think they're the varsity team. Had a little climbing session with them and then a little Q&A afterwards, and it was just really nice. It's really nice to meet them all. It was very chill, very informal, which is always quite nice. Afterwards I've had boba tea before, but first experience in a long time of boba tea because I haven't had it in ages, and I had no idea what to get, so I gave complete control to this group of girls who asked me if I wanted to go get it, and it did not disappoint. It's banging. I sort of forget that it exists because I've got a coffee addiction. I forget that there's like actually other drinks that, I mean, I know it's not technically caffeine, but like sort of same vibe. I got loads of good food recommendations from them, which was also nice. Lots of kaya toast recommendations as well. As soon as I got my boba and like tried it, I was like whisked away to another gym, which like I met a few people, got to measure my span against Shauna Coxey's, like my height and my like ape index. Apparently we're pretty much the same on both, which I did not think. I was not expecting that at all. And now that's marked on the wall next to Shauna's, which is quite cool. Shauna's like pretty cool.
How do you feel?
I felt in pain. I stretched so far with my biceps. Written over it. I just scribbled that out. After I did that, I was whisked away to another wall. This wall was inside of a mall. Like, the mall's like with the floors and the escalators around it, and just a lead wall coming out the middle. It was crazy. I was thinking, where the hell is this lead wall gonna be? And I looked, and it was just there in the middle of it. Was crazy. There were lots of like climbers from the Singapore youth team at the wall. I think they were having like a team training, and a lot of their parents were there, so I did a Q&A, like I did a little talk with them and their parents, and then I went on the lead wall. There were a few hard ones, like two really hard, or like, well, not, I don't know. There were two hard ones for like a commercial gym, which I got on. I think one of them was 8A plus, and one of them was like 8A or something like that. So I got on those were fun. Again, like routes where they're not overly hard, but they're still hard enough that I can like, enjoy it and just have fun. One of them was called, I was talking to the route setter and she said she called it like the Beast or something, but she had no idea that I was coming to get on it, which was crazy. That was pretty cool, and it was a really fun route, so just a good day. Oh my god, I haven't spoken about who is whisking me away to all these places. It was all like scheduled and stuff and organised by Brian. Jump, swing. If you don't follow him on Instagram, that is who I'm talking about. Yeah, he did. Well, he like basically just drove me everywhere to where I needed to be. So thank you for that. And was the person who offered for me to be in Malaysia and Singapore after World Champs. So thank you. It's very much appreciated. So he was also there in the dinner. We went and did like a hot pot thing, which I've never done before. And it was my first experience of that. It was very tasty. Would do again. It's just this like thing of boiling water and you like cook things in it. You find stuff like floating around in it. Again, I put complete trust in other people to decide what was best, and it turned out great, so thank you. The next 3 days were at a competition. Again, the competition venue was in a mall. It was a different one. Unfortunately, the first out of the 3 days wasn't the day that I was meant to be competing, but was the day that I started to feel undeniably ill. I still went and met some of the younger kids who were competing on that day, I believe. I also went to an arcade in the mall, and there's lots of footage of me spending money and getting absolutely nothing in return. I won one thing and I have no idea what it is, and now it's upstairs under my bed because I don't really know what to do with it. So that's good.
Did you win?
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Realistic.
The following day was the day that I was supposed to compete. I was meant to do the competition on the two days before I went home, but I unfortunately felt much worse on the second day of my mysterious illness and was actually unable to leave my bed. So spent the entire day pretty much sleeping. Either sleeping in my bed or complaining in my bed about the fact that I felt so ill, and made the decision to not compete. I was able to make out of bed to watch the finals for the women. They had special seats for me and everything. It felt like absolute luxury. Thank you again. And the day after that was like the men's competition, and I was also able to make it. And I felt so ill, but I made it. After the finals, I also did a little Q&A with the person who was commentating the finals, with like the crowd of people, and then did a meet and greet with them as well. Sorry to everybody who thought I was going to compete on those days. I also thought this, and unfortunately it didn't work out like that. It was still a very fun trip regardless. Oh, also I forgot about Kaya Toast. The girls who recommended me the Kaya Toast places, I went to one of them and it was banging. I've never had it before, but it was very good. Kaya Toast is like a dish that they have. It's literally like butter with bread or with toast, and then you have like eggs and soy sauce that are like very softly boiled eggs, and you mix it all together with soy sauce and then you like dip. It's different, but I ate it all and yeah, it was great. Anyway though, it was actually a very fun trip. I think I maybe burnt out a little bit by the end just because of the long season, but I definitely don't like regret it. It was just wonderful to meet so many people and talk to so many new people, and it was just so lovely. So lovely, like healing for the soul almost, just meeting all these people. It was just really nice, and it was nice to be somewhere new. Thank you to everybody who came and spoke to me, who gifted me with things. I have loads of mementos from Malaysia and Singapore, from like my own, from me like buying stuff, but I also have them from people giving me things, which is like never expected, or like it's always a shock, but it's really lovely to have that, and it feels like a very special trip in my heart. So thank you to everyone who came and said hello or had like any questions for me or anything. It was lovely to meet all of you, and I hope that maybe one day we can see one another again. A competition or something. Maybe I'll come back to Malaysia.
Maybe they'll go to a World Cup.
Maybe. The comp that I was meant to compete in was like a selection event for them, I think. So it was like very important for them. So that was cool to watch, and now I know.
For the Singapore team.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be an absolute shock and a half, wouldn't it? Honestly, yeah. Because I really like their competition t-shirts. I didn't get one. Oh my god. I also really like the Malaysia ones. They're like orange and black. Oh my god, the Chinese kit is so nice, and the Japanese and the Korean. Jealous. I really should have gone.
The GB kit's lovely as well.
GB kit is pretty good, to be honest. I quite like it. It's had its ups and downs. Anyway, I really need to pee.
We're not ending with that.
I hope you have a lovely day and that you enjoy this video. That might be a little bit different, a little bit of an insight into my vacation after World Championships. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Please let me know if you're one of the people that I met down in the comments. Just rinse me down in the comments. Just absolutely rip apart my personality and everything about me in the comments. Please don't put that in, I can't take it. I will see you in another video soon. Bye. Have a good day.